Makasih udah like bro, baru juga datang. Apa, mau langsung gacha? Janganlah, emangnya. Belum juga 5 menit. Jadi like by the way wing way. Mau join marga? Join marga? Marga Oppo. Oppo margae Oppo. Kita ke cerita dulu. Karena ceritanya udah gue cuekin lama banget, kasihan.
Oh, is that a stain? I like this coat.
Alex is good.
I appreciate the help of the Astral Express. I'll take the front line. Stay safe, Branya.
Bro. Yeay, akhirnya bro. Saya juga kangen nih. Saya juga mau gacha nanti kalau misalnya waktunya ada. Udah 20.000, 12.000, sayang nggak dihabisin. Tadi gua sempat gue buangin sebelah nih 2, sayang banget. Ya udahlah. Ya untungnya lagi ya. Tuh? Lagi apa? Mumpung. Tapi jangan sekarang, nanti aja pas sudah selesai. Pas lagi tengah-tengah jalan. Tapi gue gak tau bakal gue habisin apa enggak. Apa sen setengah. Kan nanti ada api terbang.
Welcome back. I appreciate your help more than I can express. It couldn't have been easy running all over the city.
Iya
That's
jelas.
what friends are for, Branya.
Mbak
Don't
bro.
sound like yourself. Is something wrong?
I'm fine. I haven't rested in a while. There's just too much happening all at once.
Jadi intinya si penagih hutangnya muncul. Ini lagi hebat. Ya, unexpected lah.
Perhaps, but the IPC won't wait for me to catch up. They're moving quickly. Belobog is crawling with their agents. All they talk about is asset evaluation. The silver lining is that apart from the mine incident you mentioned, there haven't been any major conflicts in other areas. I suppose Topaz must have issued an order against harassing the citizenry. Still, that hasn't stopped panic from building. People are confused. They don't know where these strangers in black came from, nor what their intentions are.
Pada bingung kan?
Did you manage to get in touch with Topaz again? We're curious to know what solution she has in mind.
That's the reason I asked for you to come here. I need your advice. Look.
Apa nih? Aduh, suratnya
It's
sangat bagus
The
sekali.
contract Topaz sent to me a little while ago. There's a handwritten letter attached. Please take a look at the contents, and then tell me your thoughts.
Miss Branya, if you'll permit me to call you that, I'd like to share a story with you from my own life. In your eyes, the IPC may seem heartless or cruel, But in reality, we all have a story to tell. As for myself, I was born on a small, unremarkable planet at the edge of the galaxy, a place whose name is known only to the native inhabitants. My home planet was extremely resource poor. To survive, people worked laboriously, manufacturing products for other civilizations in the galaxy, mostly in chemical or heavy industries. Given these circumstances, the natural environment of my home planet became increasingly harsh. I don't recall the exact moment when it happened, but people started wearing respirators just to walk down the street. All you could hear were the wheezing coughs of the people, day and night. My home was facing its demise. The
Kampung
relatively
halaman
wealthy
hancur.
chose interstellar migration.
Tisu, kasih dia tisu.
Started anew. The majority who stayed could only struggle on amidst sewage, acid rain, and dust, waiting for the end. Finally, one fateful day, the IPC arrived on my home planet. They had the technology to repair our planet's damaged environment. In return for their help, they asked for just one thing: that all inhabitants sign a contract which would make them employees of the IPC. 2 years after signing the contract, the dark clouds and haze disappeared, and people began to take off their masks. After 3 years, vegetation and trees began to grow and thrive again. After 5 years, many animals, previously on the brink of extinction, reappeared. When I was finally old enough, I officially became a member of the Strategic Investment Department. I witnessed the changes that took place on my home world, and was determined to bring the same changes to many other worlds in the galaxy that were experiencing the same plight. I am writing to you, Miss Branya, with the genuine desire to express something important. I know freedom is precious to people, but in reality, there are things of much greater value, such as survival. How many generations of Belabogians will it take to embrace the stars again without assistance? Who can guarantee that every future Guardian will be as prudent and enlightened as you? How can you guarantee that a disaster such as the Stellaron crisis will not descend upon Belobog yet again? I have already negotiated the best possible deal for you. Once you sign this contract, all of Belobog's debts will be forgiven. In addition, the IPC will set up a special team to support the reconstruction of Eurilo 6. I can understand that for you, this is an extremely difficult decision, because you, and you alone, will bear the fate of all Belabogians. But because of this, I believe that you will make the right decision. A decision that will truly benefit your people.
Her words do sound quite sincere. What do you make of it?
Gimana ya? Jadi baiknya adalah gak percaya.
I agree. But it struck me as an honest letter. I found the contents quite moving. It's hard to imagine she'd write something like this just to deceive me. In any case, she wasn't wrong when she said this would be an extremely difficult decision. This planet's fate, the civilization it carries, everything that's happened here and everything that will happen, it all rests in my hands. This definitely can't, and shouldn't, be a decision made by me alone.
Percaya deh. Percaya, I trust you.
her judgment too, but what if this decision is too much for one person? The impact of this choice could haunt Bronya for the rest of her life.
Topaz hasn't given me much time to consider. She wants me to decide as soon as possible. I wanted to put it to a vote and let all the citizens of both the overworld and the underworld have their say. But with such little time, I'm afraid that's a lost cause. I'll convene the Klub Fort architects immediately to discuss the contract. As for the locals, I'd like you to gauge their stance on the matter. The people of Belobog hold both of you in high regard. They'll most certainly be willing to tell you their thoughts.
Sip. Apa aku punya hak?
I think we should leave this matter to the Belabogians.
Enggak.
Don't you agree? We've got your back. We failed to convince Topaz, but this should be a piece of cake.
Thank you, March. I'll assemble the ministers. Let's meet up here again later.
All right. If we want to make an informed decision, we need to hear from both the overworld and the underworld, right? Let's start with the overworld.
Oke.
We've got your back. We failed to convince Topaz, but this should be a piece of cake.
Thank you, March. I'll assemble the ministers. Let's meet up here again later.
Pelan, satu lagi. Cuma doan kah? Kita ke pelan. Pelan.
We meet again. How have you two been? Uh-oh. That look on your face tells me something's wrong. I hope it's nothing too serious. Sounds serious. I'm all ears. Really? You better not be making things up. I wish it were made up. Unfortunately, it's all true. We don't have much time, Pela. Bronya wants to get everyone's opinion. Wait, you're telling me I have to make this huge decision on the spot? At least give me a few seconds to think it over. Okay, I think I've got it. If it were up to me, I'd probably agree to the IPC's conditions. Huh. Okay. Any particular reason? I've looked at some of the climate reports, and based on the data I've seen, it'll take 3 or 4 more generations for the snow to completely subside. And that's assuming no other disasters occur. I care more about those in the present than a future I can't be sure of. If the IPC is able to bring about immediate change, then I think that's a price well worth paying. Building a better world for future generations sounds great, right? But is it any fun for the engineers and architects who are directly involved in such a pursuit?
I see. So, compared to a distant and uncertain future, what you really care about is making sure the people around you have a good life. Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of your opinion.
If the IPC is able to bring about immediate change, then I think that's a price well worth paying. Building a better world for future generations sounds great, right? But is it any fun for the engineers and architects who are directly involved in such a pursuit? I'm not sure how much weight my opinion carries, but that's my take on the matter.
Apa nih? Namanya sih apa cuma komentar. Lagi ke sebelah. Kayak gue streamingnya nggak lama. Kayaknya gue streaming bisa lama nih. Dan gue lagi pengen nyelesain cerita dulu. Soalnya gue dari kemarin lupa. Kayak apa ya? Kadang tuh lupa kalau lagi jenuh gimana. Ya selesaiin ceritanya. Ngapain lagi gue? Udah pusing segala macam lupa sama ceritanya.
You'd better fill me in. What? How is that possible? I need a moment to wrap my head around this.
Serval, we're racing against the clock. No time for head wrapping.
It's okay. I've thought it through. If it were up to me, I'd sign the contract.
Yep. Oke.
What? Hold on, are you
Makanya
serious?
kalau gue lagi nggak ini ya
Thought
berarti
you'd
itu.
be against it for sure.
Terima kasih udah pengen mantengin ya.
Surprised?
Karena sekarang
My
sedang
lessons are pretty simple.
transisi. Katakan gue
Signing
streamingnya
this
jarang
contract
kan,
will
jadi
mean
emang
you no longer have to worry about
nggak baik yang
surviving.
mantengin. Kalau
For most of the
jarang ya,
residents
basically
here,
kayak lu kerja.
especially those in the underworld,
Datengin enggak ya
that would
udah.
be more
Gitu.
than enough to persuade them. As for working for the company, people need to work no matter where they are, right? If the IPC tries to take too many liberties, we can always rise up against them. You know, I've always longed for the stars since I was a child, which is why I devoted myself to science and the studying of the Stellaron. If someone told me that I could do whatever research I wanted with only a small price to pay, I probably wouldn't hesitate.
I see. I suppose that makes sense. Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of your opinion.
Oke, dua, satu lagi.
I've always longed for the stars since I was a child, which is why I devoted myself to science and the studying of the Stellaron. If someone told me that I could do whatever research I wanted with only a small price to pay, I probably wouldn't hesitate. I can't speak for everyone, but this is how I really feel.
Betul. Sip. Ayo.
I've always longed for the stars since I was a child, which is why I devoted myself to science and the studying of the Stellaron. If someone told me that I could do whatever research I wanted with only a small price to pay, I probably wouldn't hesitate. I can't speak for everyone, but this is how I really feel.
Kita isi ulang. Mang Dadang, Mang Dadang, Daradan Dadang.
Is that the Trailblazers? It's been a while. I didn't think you'd be back in Belobog so soon. It's been pretty hectic in the city lately. All these people dressed in black suddenly showed up, and even the Silvermane guards have had trouble dealing with them.
Jadi ini.
Do you need my opinion? I'm happy to help. So that's who they are. It's worse than I imagined. The Madam Guardian must be under a lot of pressure. Is there really nothing we can do to assist her?
We're here to gather everyone's opinion on the matter. I know this is a little sudden, but we're running out of time. What's your take?
Why, I'd refuse the contract, of course. There is no room for compromise. Just look at them. Arrogant, stomping around here as if they own the place. How can such people be trusted? Who's to say they won't breach the contract? Faced with this sort of coercion, we must resist them with all our might. Surrendering is not an option. You must warn the Madam Guardian not to allow herself to fall into their trap.
A soldier's perspective is always valuable, Dun. Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of your opinion.
Sip.
Did we miss anyone in the overworld? I think we asked just about everyone we needed to. From what I've gathered, it seems like most people in the overworld are leaning towards signing the IPC's
Setuju.
contract.
Oke. Ngapain di bawahnya nih? Pada setuju nggak?
See what Natasha and Zila make of it all.
Naik ke sampo gitu. Dua banding satu ya. Yang satu dulu. Bila lama closingan.
Miss March, Big Brother, what brings you to the underworld?
Hey there, Clara. Is Svarog not around?
Mr. Svarog went out for a walk with a lady called Topaz.
What? Topaz? Do you know where they went?
I'm not sure, but Mr. Svarog promised he'd be back soon.
What now? Svarog's super logical. We should definitely get his opinion. True. Don Hung's always saying that Clara's really insightful for her age.
Huh? Miss March, do you want to ask me something? That's complicated. I don't know what to say.
It's all right, Clara. No pressure. Just tell us how you feel about it.
I think if we have a choice for the future, it should be everyone's decision. Because when I was playing with Hook, the moles, and the other kids, we talked about our dreams. Everyone has different dreams. If we accept Miss Topaz's offer, then doesn't that mean our dreams will never come true? Just taking away people's dreams like that. I don't know. It feels wrong.
You're right. Children see the world as a place where anything is possible. Just the thought of our lives being predestined from birth makes me shiver. Thanks, Clara. Your thoughts mean a lot to us.
Oke, dia udah datang.
So, that's what happened.
happened, Mr. Svarog. But there's one thing I don't understand. Why is Pascal being treated as a fragmentum creature?
This robot has been repairing itself using fragmentum-contaminated components for an extended period of time. Therefore, automatons connected to the base network recognize it as a fragmentum creature. This is a minor issue that can be resolved by replacing components. Do not worry.
I see. Has Mr. Svarog ever witnessed a similar incident anywhere in the network?
No. Network-connected automatons regularly clear out muddled information in their core modules. The likelihood of a robot gaining sentience beyond control is approximately 0.12%. For those that aren't connected to the network, the chance climbs to 3.23%. Please keep in mind that these probabilities are only estimates. Over the past 700 years, this has never happened in the underworld. To make life easier for users, all of Belobog's automatons contain language simulation abilities. They generate appropriate responses by reading preset parameters and mimicking natural human conversations. This, however, is only a simulation, and it does not mean that the automatons have actual emotional intelligence.
But Mr. Svarog is different.
Given that automatons can still develop emotion modules using their own processing power, I have a backup plan in place.
Mr. Svarog always takes all factors into account and handles problems logically. I can't do that myself yet. So, what should we do with Pascal?
It is recommended that Pascal's data be formatted and integrated into the base network. I will maintain the robot's core module and repair its hardware once it has been integrated into the base network. There is a greater than 97.2% chance that this robot will return to normal after the bad sectors and muddled information are removed. However...
But once the formatting is complete, Pascal's emotional intelligence will vanish.
Correct.
Is there no other option?
This option minimizes both internal and external losses. Although Clara's account indicates that the robot is relatively stable, the assessment based on the computations shows that both the risk of Pascal crashing and the amount of muddled information are increasing when it approaches 100%.
I understand. But I don't think I'm ready to give up on Pascal just yet. We've helped Pascal find compatible hardware. If we can eliminate the muddled information without damaging the sectors linked to his emotional intelligence...
You know the chances of that are incredibly low, Clara.
No, I can't just give up. There has to be another way. Maybe there's another way. We can install a lock in Pascal's core. Clear the redundant data and locate the core sectors that are still intact. Then we can install a new suite of operational programs. This suite of programs can regulate Pascal's behavior and prevent him from hurting people. With this method, we might be able to retain as much of Pascal's emotional intelligence as possible while keeping him out of trouble. If we can keep Pascal's emotional intelligence, I might be able to teach him to treat people with kindness. What do you think, Mr. Svarog?
This procedure is theoretically viable, but there are risks. It will not eliminate the muddled information. Additionally, the newly installed programs may be later contaminated by it. In other words, because we cannot monitor the robot outside of the network, this approach can only guarantee Pascal's stability for a brief period of time. The probability of the robot crashing again is around...
And if that happens, I'll do it again. And if it happens again, I'll go through the exact same steps. I'll guide him and fix him. No matter how many times it happens, I'll be there to help Pascal.
But he will forget about you, Clara. He will repeatedly forget you, as well as all the emotions and memories he has previously accumulated. His limited storage capacity will eventually become completely overwritten by infinite copies of muddled information in an everlasting cycle. Clara, the challenge will be tougher than you can possibly imagine. Are you sure this is the path you want to take? There, Clara. There's no need to rush to a conclusion. The variable in Belobog's fate is still here. Perhaps he can suggest the best solution.
Okay. I trust your judgment.
We trust your decision.
Both have provided their solutions. Svarog thinks that formatting Pascal's data and integrating him into the base's network is necessary. But doing so will deprive Pascal of his special emotional intelligence. Although it may sound cruel, this approach best prevents Pascal from posing a threat. Clara thinks she can use programming to control Pascal's behavior and prevent him from causing harm while keeping his emotional intelligence intact. However, this doesn't address the root of the issue, and it also requires Clara to devote much time and effort to Pascal. Although Clara will use Pascal's emotional intelligence to help guide him in the right direction, Pascal could still go out of control in the future. In addition, Pascal has a history of stealing, even though he never caused any harm to anyone. This is also a major concern. What is most important here? I need to think carefully and choose one solution. Then persuade the other person.
Clara proposed that you should choose outsider. I respect her wish. Have you made a decision about how to handle Pascal? I had anticipated this possibility. Tell me what you think. I understand. You believe that Pascal's emotional intelligence, derived from his own computational power, is no different from mine. I am currently still unable to conduct a thorough analysis of human empathy. However, I recognize the importance of respecting such emotions. Clara believes in you as a variable. Either way, your input will be taken into account. I'll keep gathering information and calculating new possibilities. Do you have any other insights, outsider? I understand. You and Clara both agree on this point. Protecting a consciousness created by artificial intelligence. I shall give this more consideration. To ensure that Clara grows up well, I've always avoided overburdening her. But if Clara insists on taking on such responsibilities, then I have no right to object. There's no need to discuss this any further. If you insist on using Clara's solution, the Svarog-based network will completely support you.
My choice will have a direct impact on the outcome. I should mull it over.
It's all up to you. I'll be waiting for you right here. Have you decided?
My choice will have a direct impact on the outcome. I should mull it over.
It's all up to you. I'll be waiting for you right here.
What should we do with Pascal? I figured you'd say that. But I'd like to know why you went with Mr. Svarog's solution. Do you truly believe that? I think that anyone with emotions should be treated with dignity, regardless of whether they're a human or robot. I'm confident that I can prevent Pascal from stealing and harming others. However, I respect your point of view. I admit I might not be as rational as Mr. Svarog, and don't think things through as much. So, could you please talk more about your point of view? I'd like to hear some different perspectives. No, I don't think so. Humans and machines should coexist as equals. Isn't Mr. Svarog also a machine? True. Mr. Svarog is always there for me. Maybe Mr. Svarog believes Pascal will harm someone else eventually, which is why he keeps telling me to let go. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me. This decision is much harder than I expected, but I finally made my mind up. If you feel it's necessary, we'll do what Mr. Svarog suggested. But until you're sure, I'll keep trying to find a way to save Pascal's emotions and memories. Tell me when you're ready to make a decision.
My choice will have a direct impact on the outcome. I should mull it over.
Okay. I need some time to emotionally prepare myself anyway.
It's still early. Where to now?
What brings you two to the
Ini
underworld?
si itu mau terakhir aja.
And why the long face? Seems a little out of the blue, but since you came all this way, it must be urgent. Go ahead,
Gini.
That is a lot of information to take in. Sorry, both of you. I know you're in a hurry, but I need a moment to think.
No stress, Nat. Just tell us what you really think.
I've thought about it, and... well, if I were Bronya, I wouldn't sign it. I won't deny the offer on the table is a very tempting one. And if we refuse, Belobog will not only have the burden of a huge debt, we may also incite the wrath of a very powerful force. But even so, a quote I read back in school came to me just now. Those who are willing to give up freedom for security will end up with neither. Living in the underworld has taught me that this phrase is true. I'd rather trek through the frigid snow plains than live in a beautiful cage.
Wow, that's a pretty convincing argument.
Iya.
Another vote for the against
Complicated benar
pile.
dah.
Thanks for your insight, Nat.
Entar.
Nice.
Those who are willing to give up freedom for security will end up with neither. I hope Bronya takes these words seriously.
Nice.
None other than the saviors of Belobog. To what do I owe the pleasure? To be honest, I'm surprised you even remembered an old geezer like me. But I can tell by the look on your faces you're probably not dropping by to say hi.
Jelas dong. Ada hal penting, saya. Kayak bakal imbang sih
Let me
tiga-tiga.
guess. Something to do with these unruly people in black showing up everywhere? Well, ask away. It just so happens I'm curious about them myself. Maybe I can be of some help. I see. That's a tricky situation, all right. A lot for anyone to handle, let alone someone as young as Lady Bronya.
Mr. Oleg, out of all the people we know in Belobog, you have the most life experience. What do you think we should do?
Want to hear the truth? I'm afraid great ambitions and lofty plans no longer hold much appeal for an old-timer like me. If this IPC does indeed possess the magical power to restore Belobog back to its former self overnight, then I think the answer is clear. Have you considered the opposite? What about if we refuse? The reconstruction plan already sounds like an endless endeavor. And with the added burden of a massive debt, well, is that something we can manage on our own? What worries me the most is how Lady Bronya will handle the backlash from her people. Will she be able to withstand the criticism? Is she prepared to carry the weight of a tarnished reputation for years to come?
Huh. I guess I never looked at it from that angle. I wouldn't wish that title on anyone. Thank you for your thoughts, Mr. Oleg. Another vote for the 4 pile. All that running around has worn me out. So, the final conclusion is... the votes are completely even. I don't know what to do. Both sides have really compelling arguments. All right, we have an Asila. She's probably still in the Great Mine helping the miners. Come on, let's get going.
Pada akhirnya harus ke Sila.
It's still early. Where to now?
The truth is, great ambitions and lofty plans no longer hold much appeal to an old-timer like me. If this IPC does indeed possess the magical power to restore Belobog back to its former self overnight, then I think the answer is clear. But that's just my personal opinion. In the end, it's all up to Lady Bronya.
Back so soon? Any news? Are you feeling all right? You look a little uneasy. Important matter, huh? I can tell from your tone that this isn't gonna be a lighthearted chat. But I'm ready to hear it. I think I get it. At first, I thought it was just a few IPC ruffians overstepping their boundaries.
Yeah, you didn't think the future of Belobog was at stake, right?
Right. I need a little time to process this.
As it stands, the votes are even. Your opinion will make all the difference.
In that case, I abstain.
What?
Apa nih?
I've thought about it. This responsibility rests on Bronya's shoulders, not mine. No matter the choice she makes, she has far greater foresight than I do. She can see the bigger picture more clearly than I can. The vote is tied. If I were to give you my view, it would tip the scales and possibly impact her final choice. I'll respect whatever decision she makes, but it's not my place to make it for her.
Understood, Zila. This is a difficult decision to make, and everyone feels differently about it. It's times like these that a leader must stand up and do what's needed.
Right. It's Bronya's decision. She knows what's at stake. She won't run away from her duty. I trust her wholeheartedly. If she asks you, just let her know my reasoning. She'll understand.
Well, it's all in Bronya's hands now. She has to make the final call. You bet. The Express can vouch for Bronya. That says a lot about her character. The time has come. Let's go fill her in. I'm curious to see how she's handling those Klapoth ministers.
The underworld yearns for freedom.
It's still early. Where to now?
Whoa, the fort's packed. I've never seen this many people here before. Oh, jeez, I can barely even hear myself think.
Nice. 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 Nice.
Ganda banget.
Nice.
Dia pusing.
March, you're back. So, what's the verdict? What do the people think?
We talked to people in both the overworld and the underworld. The final result was a tie.
I see. I suppose everyone has their own way of seeing things. I can't say I'm surprised. What was Zila's perspective on the matter? I should have known. That sounds like Zila, all right.
Did you come to a conclusion with the ministers? It's so loud I can't tell what anyone's saying.
It's pretty much the same situation here. Neither party is willing to compromise. The time has come to make a decision. This chaos cannot be allowed to continue any longer.
Enough. Cukup. Cukup. Tiba-tiba dia muncul. As always. Tiba-tiba dia muncul.
Himeko? Wait, is that the real you or a hologram?
It's the real me, March. Real as they
Pakai
come.
nanya. Benar-benar Didi sekali.
Astral Express? It's an honor. Thank you for all your help in our previous campaign. Things might have turned out differently without your support. If we had known of your arrival beforehand, the architects would have given you a proper welcome. I'm afraid the current circumstances are quite exceptional.
I understand, Miss Rania. No need to explain. Your city is facing immense difficulties. My intention is simply to ensure that you have all the relevant intel.
Saya tengah lebih awal.
The life of a navigator is a busy one. You should be glad that I made it in time. There is some important information that I must pass on to you, Supreme Guardian. It is my hope that it will better equip you to make a wise and informed decision.
Information? Please, tell me what you know, Miss Himeko.
I happen to have a friend with knowledge of Topaz. What Topaz said about her home world is indeed true, which is why she believes that the IPC's takeover of Belobog is the only way of ensuring the city's survival. But there is one thing she intentionally left out. Not all worlds that have accepted the IPC's terms have been saved.
You mean...
Performing ecological reconstruction on a planet carries inevitable risks. According to the intel provided by my friend, the success rate for the ecological reconstruction of worlds using the IPC's technology is 63%.
Only 63% of planets succeed? That's not exactly comforting.
This is the overall average across all IPC projects. The success rate of projects personally handled by Topaz is above 80%. She's undoubtedly one of the most capable people in her field. I wanted to bring these numbers, these probabilities, to light. I think it's only fair that you know all the facts before making a decision. Ultimately, it's up to you, Supreme Guardian, to make the final call.
I understand. Thank you, Miss Himeko. This information is of great help. Regardless of how alluring their promises may be, this contract is nothing more than a gamble. As a leader, I cannot let the future of Belobog hinge on a roll of the dice.
Now that you've decided, I don't have to pretend to be impartial anymore. I think you're making the right choice, Branya.
Astro friends, I have an idea, but for it to work, I'll need everyone's cooperation. I need some time to rally all the residents in the city, and then I'll meet with Topaz again. Please locate her for me. It doesn't matter where she is or what she's doing. And if the IPC is still trying to take over Belobog's assets, I ask that you do everything in your power to stop them.
Don't worry. Leave it to us. We'll find her. It won't be easy dealing with her, but these two will help me get the job done.
Belobog's future is not for sale. And we'll never forget the friends who stood by us in our time of need. Not once, but twice. Stay safe, everyone.
Ayo berangkat.
Gepard should be waiting for us in Rivet Town, right? Here we go again. Back
Mulai
to our
lagi.
old stomping grounds for another adventure.
May the preservation look over you on your journey.
It's still early. Where to now?
Tumben di bawah sini. Udah bro.
The Supreme Guardian has briefed me on the situation and asked that I assist you in locating Topaz. Ready to enter Rivet Town? We'll go in together when everyone is set.
Tunggu sebentar. Ah, ini berarti tanda kita harus ngelawan.
Take your time. Preparation is key.
Oke. Bakal ngelawan. Ada.
The Supreme Guardian has briefed me on the situation and asked that I assist you in locating Topaz. Ready to enter Rivet Town? We'll go in together when everyone is set. Keep your guards up. We might run into IPC agents ahead.
Destination reached.
Wow, Would you look at that? Huh. I never would have guessed it'd be here. But I don't see any mech or weapons. This place is completely surrounded by mountains. Surely they can't be.
Affirmative. The weapons are concealed within the towering rock formations.
No wonder we couldn't find the automaton factory. It was right under our noses all along. Wait a minute. You said these weapons have been hidden here from the very beginning? That means the architects of Eurillo 6 never used them in their fight against the Legion.
Correct. After the IPC departed from this world more than 700 years ago, no one has possessed the necessary knowledge for activating these weapons. The architects used the IPC blueprints to construct replica automatons. However, the overwhelming majority of the combatants, commanded by Elisa Rand, were human.
I see. The stories about this world are truly captivating.
I would like to ask you a question, Topaz.
You're awful polite for a big robot. Ask. Don't be shy.
If the IPC does not intervene, this world is doomed. Are you convinced of this conclusion beyond any doubt?
Yes. I've gone through countless case studies, and they all point to the same conclusion. Any world that comes into contact with a Stellaron is doomed. On the surface, things may appear to be getting better since the Astral Express lent a helping hand. But sooner or later, the underlying problems will resurface. A looming crisis can often lie hidden beneath the illusion of prosperity, unnoticed by many.
Understood.
Understood. That's it? You don't have any thoughts on the matter?
Emotional readings indicate that your response is sincere and accurate. That is all I wish to confirm regarding this matter. While my opinion on the future of this planet may differ from yours, it ultimately holds no weight. I am merely a tool, not a decision maker.
If only my colleagues had the same self-awareness as you. Come on, Numby. We've got some assessing to do.
Topaz disappeared after leaving Rivet Town. In her absence, her subordinates flooded in and took over.
The IPC soldiers are well equipped. It wouldn't be wise to fight them head on. Captain, what do you have in mind?
You're right, Miss Himiko. We'll be using the automaton stealth bomb to cover our tracks.
Automaton stealth bomb?
I'll explain later. Let's get moving.
Dia bingung. Didi.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Oke.
Look, down there! It's the IPC!
Keep noise to a minimum, everyone. We don't want to alert the enemy to our presence. It's time to deploy the automaton stealth bomb. Are you ready? Use the automaton stealth bomb to wipe out the IPC threats. Remember, try to avoid being noticed. Remaining hidden will increase our chances of success.
Oh, wow! We wiped them all out in a single explosion! That's what you call efficiency!
It's a shame we had to resort to this method, but we had no choice.
You Silvermane guards sure are a righteous bunch.
I've seen standard issue robots like these before. It's an IPC field team leader.
Correct. The exterior is similar to the Grizzly, but its weapons and armor are more advanced. Hopefully the automaton stealth bomb will still be effective. Let me know when you're ready. Are you ready? Use the automaton stealth bomb to wipe out the IPC threats. Remember, try to avoid being noticed. Remaining hidden will increase our chances of success. To be honest, I didn't think it would be so powerful. Good thing everything went according to plan.
Habis ceritain
This is
aja
the
udah.
road that Topaz took when she left Rivet Town.
Let's find her and tell her about Bronya's decision.
This time, the gloves are off.
Make sure to keep yourself safe this time, March. And remember, we're all in this together.
Mr. Svarog? Are you alright? I hope Topaz and her IPC henchmen didn't hurt you.
Greetings, outsiders. System functions are normal. I have had no conflict with the IPC's representatives. Such a result would be highly undesirable. Topaz is ahead. She had the means to force me to comply with her orders, but chose not to. From her perspective, the only way to preserve Belobog is by incorporating it into the IPC. While I do not agree with her viewpoint, I lack the computational power to provide evidence to the contrary. While it is unlikely, I still encourage the avoidance of any potential conflicts.
Unlikely potential? Meaning there could still be conflicts.
Don't worry, March. The Express never pursues conflict as a first means. But if it comes down to it, we won't back down either. That's how it's always been.
Himiko's right. As long as we can look at ourselves in the mirror and know we did the right thing, that's all that matters.
Itu yang penting.
Why would Topaz come here? Is she looking for something?
It's possible. Many mysteries lurk beneath the surface of this world.
Yuk. Lanjut lagi.
Oh, hey there, Slowpokes. I
Slowpokes.
was starting to think you weren't
Lamban.
gonna show up. This lady next to Miss
Slowpoke.
March looks
Lamban.
oddly familiar.
Hello?
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Topaz. I'm Himiko, the Astral Express's navigator.
Oh, wow. I remember now. The illustrious Miss Himiko. Some of my colleagues dream about meeting you. Of course! The Nameless have quite the reputation. You're following in the footsteps of the great Akavili, after all.
I'm pleased to see how well everyone's been getting along. Topaz, based on your greeting, I presume you have a good grasp of the current situation?
Of course! The deadline has already passed, but Bronya still hasn't signed the contract. I think I can guess what's holding her back.
Please, don't misunderstand us, Miss Topaz. We have no intention of opposing the IPC or its board of directors. But we have very dear friends on Eurillo 6. Standing idly by and watching them sign an unfair contract goes against everything the Nameless are about.
Miss Himeko, sorry for interrupting, but this doesn't sound like a negotiation.
We needn't waste our time, March. She made her decision 10 minutes ago.
There's no fooling the Astral Express. You're absolutely right. Differing views don't necessarily mean one person is right and the other is wrong. However, to keep things moving forward, there's usually only one solution.
Huh? What do you mean?
Apa nih?
My superiors have granted me the approval I need.
Oke.
I wish.
Sayangnya
So
bukan.
many eager faces. I won't keep you in the dark any longer. Approval to launch an attack on the members of the Astral Express.
Bagus.
The best kept secret to getting something over the line? Always be ready to turn the tables. Go, Numby. Projects under my wing have no room for error.
Oke, halo bro. Halo bro. Halo Hilili, halo hulu leh halo.
Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Just a scratch.
Try that again. You have the worst luck running into me. Watch this.
Combat is a series of precise machinations.
Yep.
You've got a lot of nerve.
You can't run.
Ngajakin
You won't get away.
perang.
Try that again.
Aham.
This is our
Dah.
chance.
Bukan nggak ada suaranya.
What about this?
So you are afraid of me. Who's next?
Yep.
Let me end your misery. What a headache.
My turn. Stay right there while I give you a present.
Ya bertiga.
Time for a detailed overhaul.
Ya.
Don't mess with me.
Let's go.
Who's next? I'll free you from your chains.
Yuk.
Disappear among the sea of butterflies.
Illusions
of the past.
Perhaps you still don't understand. Humanity
Yep.
never conceals its desire to control the heavens. And I'm no exception.
So you are afraid of me. Let me end your misery. Who's next?
With me out here, how can we lose?
Let's make it quick. Batter up!
What a headache. Gotta try hard sometimes. Check out this awesome
Ada
move.
bisa masih manggil itu, lupa gua.
You won't get away.
Stay right there while I give you a present.
Combat is a series of precise machinations. Come one, come all.
Rules are made to be broken! You're out! Let's go.
I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies.
Disappear.
Illusions of the past.
Try that again. You can't run.
Don't mess with me. Come on, I want to try something out. Who's next? Let me end your misery.
You've got a lot of nerve.
Try that again. With me out here, how can we lose?
Time for a detailed overhaul.
One at a time.
Perhaps you still don't
Yep.
understand. Humanity never conceals its
Kita
desire
lanjut.
to control the heavens. And I'm no exception.
What a headache.
Oke.
Let me end your misery.
Batter up!
I'll free chains. Disappear among the sea of
Disappear.
butterflies.
Disappear.
Illusions of the past.
You can't run!
Let me end your misery.
Stay right there while I give you a present!
Combat is a series of precise machinations.
Gotta try hard sometimes. Check out this awesome move!
Win.
You won't get away. So you are afraid of me. Who's next? I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies.
Yo.
Illusions of the past.
You have the worst luck running into me. With me out here, how can we lose?
Time for a detailed overhaul.
You've got a lot of nerve.
Try that again!
Don't mess with me.
You can't run! Try that again!
Yo.
Rules are made to be broken!
My turn. Stay right there while I give you a present.
Combat is a series of precise machinations. Perhaps you still don't understand. Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
Selesai deh.
Incredible. No wonder the Astral Express is so highly regarded. Finished warming up? Now it's my turn.
Stop! All of you, put down your weapons.
Tiba-tiba Petia muncul.
Branya! You're here just in
Bagonya
time. Things were
muncul.
about to get out of control.
Supreme Guardian. I was starting to wonder whether you'd left the Express crew to fend for themselves. That would hardly be becoming of you.
I would never do such a thing. There was an important matter that required my attention.
More important than this?
Yes. I think you'll understand the significance once you see it. In short, I need you to help us evaluate our current progress.
Help you? That's interesting. I was under the impression you'd already decided to obstruct our operations here.
I have read your letter word for word, Miss Topaz. And your childhood experiences truly touched me. Your hometown once experienced a similar catastrophe to Yorilo 6. So I can understand your perspective on the issue and the position you have taken. It's because of this empathy you have that I still hold out a glimmer of hope. Despite all that's happened, I hope we can still find common ground through peaceful means.
I have to admit, talking to you is always such a pleasure. I apologize for my behavior just now. It was, inappropriate. I admire your determination, seeing as we've come, this far. I've changed my mind. I'll hold off a little longer and see what you have to show me. But remember, winning over the higher-ups won't be easy.
I understand. That's why I've been taking things one step at a time. The first step was changing your mind. Members of the Express, we'll need your help too.
Selesai. Let's get out.
Nice.
What a dismal sight. This district. Have you been here before?
Yes. This is where we put an end to it all.
And then began again.
That's right. Kyle, sorry for the delay. Are we clear to proceed?
The path ahead is clear, Madam Guardian. You and your companions can proceed north without hindrance.
Excellent. The mountain road ahead is a little treacherous. Watch your step. Let's go.
What is this place? We've never been here before, right?
We've only recently discovered this domain. Let's keep moving forward. What I want to show you is just ahead.
Wih, wow. Kirain dari transport mas.
Look, the people of Belobog have not given up. I just want to give them a chance. Do you two recognize that broken down machine over there?
Hey, shh, that's a secret.
It's called the Engine of Creation. Do you remember it? Miss Topaz, I know you've done a lot of research into Belobog. I was wondering if there was any information on the Engine of Creation in your records?
Not at all. Which is why I find it so incredible. Such a massive feat of engineering, yet there's not a single mention of it in any of the Strategic Investment Department's reports.
I may know the reason why. The Engine of Creation was constructed solely by the people of Belobog, without any external assistance. The project was led by the first Supreme Guardian, Alyssa Rand. While warriors fought on the front lines, the engineers worked tirelessly behind the scenes, designing and constructing it.
So what you're saying is, the Engine of Creation was a weapon constructed by the Belabogians themselves?
Yes, but not entirely. The Engine of Creation was commissioned for combat shortly after its completion, and played a significant role in the battles against the Legion. But Alyssa Rand had a long-term vision, one that nobody anticipated. For a long time, this feat of engineering was codenamed the Geological Reconstruction Unit. It was actually given a much grander purpose: to help the Belabogians rebuild their homeland and restore their world to its former glory, after driving away all those who threatened it.
Remarkable. A vision that would transcend both time and generations of Belabogians. Madame Rand was truly an inspiring leader. Not to take away from the Supreme Guardian in front of me. She's quite the inspiring leader as well.
Thank you. But I didn't really do anything. All I did was bring the people of Belobog together and make them aware that our hard-earned freedom was under immense threat once again. If we want to preserve this freedom, we must act and show those who doubt us that we Belobog have the will and the ability to control our own destiny. The outcome of our mobilization speaks for itself. The children of Belobog have made their decision. They have chosen to preserve this homeland with their own two hands.
I must say, I didn't anticipate this at all. I'll fight for this opportunity for you, Branya. I shouldn't have conflated your own circumstances with my childhood. That was a serious lapse of judgment on my part. My world never had a resolute leader, so people gave up on the idea of saving themselves long ago. But your civilization has persisted through the snow and storms for 700 years. A truly admirable feat.
Then, are you willing to retract your previous decision? As for the debt, we'll find a way to gradually repay it. But it'll take some time.
Unfortunately, the acquisition of Urilla 6 is a strategic decision that's been approved by the IPC's top brass. Even if I wanted to overturn it, convincing them would be extremely difficult. Unless...
Don't worry, Miss Topaz. Myself and all of the nameless aboard the Astral Express are willing to vouch for this world.
Fantastic. That might just work. As for the, reports and potential accountability... I'll handle it.
Biar rasa kayak warga yang pintuin aja gitu. Ini kayak apa gitu kan gajahnya.
Nice.
I was worried things were gonna get ugly again. A peaceful solution is always the best solution. Speaking of solutions, are they repairing that giant robot? The one we fought against? I remember you took control of it and helped us defeat Kakolia. Miss Topaz is definitely up to the job. She has that aura of... what's the word? Invincibility. Well, we didn't get to enjoy the festivities this time around, but at least we still got to meet a top IPC executive.
Dia ngobrol yang lain dulu.
You know, I'd heard you and March speak highly of the Supreme Guardian before, but seeing her methods firsthand left me in awe. We should also be glad that Ms. Topaz is the one in charge of the Eurilo 6 project. If it were someone else from the Strategic Investment Department, things might have gotten complicated.
Kalau proses yang tadi itu gimana dong?
The Strategic Investment Department comprises the IPC's most elite employees, many of whom can be very forceful. Let's talk about this later, when you're back on the Express. You and March must be tired after such an incredible journey. It's time you got some well-deserved rest. You know, I'd heard you and March speak highly of the Supreme Guardian before, but seeing her methods firsthand left me in awe. We should also be glad that Ms. Topaz is the one in charge of the Eurilo 6 project. If it were someone else from the Strategic Investment Department, things might have gotten complicated. That tells me you really don't understand the Strategic Investment Department. Let's talk about this later, when you're back on the Express. You and March must be tired after such an incredible journey. It's time you got some well-deserved rest.
I was worried things were gonna get ugly again. A peaceful solution is always the best solution. Speaking of solutions, are they repairing that giant robot? The one we fought against? I remember you took control of it and helped us defeat Kokolia. Miss Topaz is definitely up to the job. She has that aura of... oh, what's the word? Invincibility. Well, we didn't get to enjoy the festivities this time around, but at least we still got to meet a top IPC executive.
Miss Topaz, you mentioned accountability.
Banget kalau gue
Don't worry,
diantar.
it's nothing I can't handle. There are more important things than titles and ranks. Finding the best solution is what matters most. That's unlikely. At most, they might just lower my rank and reduce my bonus a bit. But don't worry, I work for far more than just a paycheck.
Thank you so much for all you've done. I never thought we'd drag the Express into a crisis again. Much less one that might cause a rift between you and the IPC.
Rift? I wouldn't go that far. Also, it's me who's mostly to blame. I didn't keep my subordinates in check. Oh, I think I might know who you're talking about. You could say he's a special case. For most people, the interview process is much shorter.
I'm glad we're able to discuss some lighter topics. Well, you all need some rest after everything you've been through. I've arranged rooms for you all at the Goethe Hotel. Miss Topaz, if you need somewhere comfortable to stay.
I appreciate the offer, but I need to head back and deliver my reports. It's been great getting to know you both. I hope we can work together again in the future. Only next time under better circumstances.
Why don't you head over to the Goethe Hotel and relax for a bit? Miss Topaz and I still have a few matters to discuss. I'm sorry you didn't get to experience the festival atmosphere this time around. I promise, I'll make it up to you all next time.
Not bad.
Ya, terus situ.
It's still early. Where to now?
Wondering, how did you figure out what was happening here on Belobog, Himeko?
Well, you know, keeping an eye on the crew is just another part of a navigator's job.
bahwa jadi kalau di Mobile Legends kadang lupa kalau ternyata hero ini punya cerita, hero ini punya story kayak gitu sih.
Welcome to the Goethe Hotel.
Salah satu streamer aku iseng kan kayak dia tuh traktir makanan kita udah aku iseng aja nih kalau menang buat beli Amer kayak gitu kan, menang beneran anjir, menang beneran gocak ya lumayan sih kayak buat makan malam gitu. Tanya tuh aku ke kafe nih, aku ke kafe dan kafe itu kebetulan emang dekorasinya itu
Marge was looking forward to the Soulworm Festival for ages. Looks like she's missed her chance this time. I never thought this trip would be so tiring.
Ya gitu lah biasanya.
Time for bed.
Pas banget sih tuh aku fotoin, Bang beneran dapat beli Amer aku bilang. Padahal mah cuma
In light of the events that have transpired, we will be taking the following disciplinary measures against you. Your rank will be demoted from P45 to P44 with corresponding adjustment to your basic salary. All bonuses for the current cycle will be revoked, including stock options and performance bonuses. You will need to submit an additional report regarding this incident to Diamond. If you have any objections to this penalty, you may also file an appeal in writing.
I have no objections.
Understood. Is there anything else anyone would like to add? If there are no further remarks, this meeting is concluded.
You only got demoted one rank? Phew, you dodged a bullet there. Pretty big project to mess up on. Someone must be looking out for you. Oh, they've already left the call. Ugh, this voice changer is driving me crazy.
Let me turn it off.
Aventurine, why are you still on the line?
Hey, what's with the hostility? It's not like I'm your boss. Oh, wait. I guess I am now. My apologies. I'm still getting used to my new place in the hierarchy.
Can I help you? If you've got something to say it already.
Oh, nothing important. Just checking in on you. I told you Eurillo 6 would be a high-risk, low-reward case. Why do you even bother? In our line of work, having a kind heart can be more of a liability than an asset. If you're not careful, you'll end up leading yourself down a dead-end road.
Anything else? If not, I'm hanging up.
Wait, hold on a minute. Don't hang up, I get it. You're not in the mood for this conversation right now. Okay. How about this? Something that might interest you. While you were enjoying your playtime on Eurillo 6, Diamond was busy taking care of the head honcho of the Building Material Logistics Department. That's why he didn't attend today's meeting.
A Terravan?
That's right. The renowned Terravan. One of the 7 board members. He's throwing his support behind us instead of the Marketing Development Department for once. Oswaldo won't be laughing anymore. Diamond's been a great help to both of us. Your antics on such a crucial day can't exactly have painted the Strategic Investment Department in a good light, you know? Since you get the point, let's get down to business. I'm currently at Pier Point. There's a major deal that could affect the whole department. I just so happen to need a reliable project manager for the job. What do you say, old friend?
Huh. And what prompted the mighty Aventurine to start collaborating with others?
Penacony. What else?
What?
That's right. Now that's the kind of reaction I was hoping for.
Hold on a minute. Diamond picked you for this project? I was expecting someone like Opal or Obsidian to handle it. At least someone higher than rank P46.
Honestly, who knows? The family has some pretty questionable characters. If you ask me, doing business with them is a lost cause. But as we both know, the IPC does more than just business deals. Guess it's my time to shine. So, how about it? This is a rare opportunity. Consider it. You never know, you might even be able to make up for your blunder on your Willow 6.
Ini, udah Bang En ini. Parah kamu Bang.
I'll get back to you later.
Kamu kan tim kan.
Seems like it's just one wild ride after another. I hope I made the right decision this time.
Jelas dong, benar.
Kalau lagi story di tap-tap mulu, makanya tahun ini belum tap.
This snow is mesmerizing.
Sip. Selesai, horeng.
Gak bisa Bang, gak bisa review. Maaf ya Bang.
Sip, sip.
Nice.
Mulai di Bang. Daripada selamat tidur Bang Arnold, tapi sudah mampir. Dadah. Gak tahu kenapa hoki banget dah. Bisa banget ini gacha dua-duanya nih bisa. setuju ngambil standar siapa lur? Soal apa bagus? Lagi bayi sih, ya aku belum ada bayi. Masa ambil bayi sih? Takut banget sih. Bukan.
OTW.
Nggak mau sih. Yang lain, kayaknya aku ambil order di fix sama order. Aku masih menantang atau itu apakah bakal berhasil. Soalnya kayak di akun sekian sih, aku akun utama, aku udah main 2 tahun kan, setiap belanja tuh kurang dapet gitu. Wah,
Nice.
jangan tinggal lipat yang punya Hiniko sama Gipat dong.
Nice.
Bagusnya nanti yang benar-benar Maka ya kah?
Misi ada selesai. Aku bakal selesaiin semua side misinya. Apa yang belum? Next harus selesai itu dulu.
You're just in time. Everyone is asking this IPC goon for an explanation.
Calling someone an IPC goon isn't very becoming of a Cloud Knight now, is it? I'm not here today as a representative of the IPC. I'm just a tourist. You could just call me Scott.
Udah gitu aku tetep aja ya kan tetep bikin video apa sih?
You see, this gentleman understands etiquette. Can a man come here to deliver a package without being surrounded?
There's something wrong with the stuff this guy is shipping. It's causing damage to other people's goods, and our dock here is liable for the compensation.
Tadi materialnya jadi nggak ada.
Speak louder. I can't quite hear you. Is this how you treat guests in our room, Allie?
Let's open that package right here, right now. Then we'll see what he's hiding.
I'd be careful if I were you. If you damage my goods, you'll have to pay for them. Huh? A serious issue? I think you'll be the ones with a serious issue.
No need to make this difficult. Let's open it.
Let's check and see if there's anything suspicious. Nice.
I'd be careful if I were you. If you damage my goods, you'll have to pay for them.
Let's open that package right here, right now. Then we'll see what he's hiding.
Nice. Nice.
Halo bro, halo. Halo. Gue merhatiin streaming orang, sampai lupa gue lagi streaming. Mohon maaf bro.
Who's next? There's always a weakness. The time is now. Lend me your strength.
I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. Let me end your misery. Come on, I want to try something out.
Kita lanjut lagi, bro.
Let's go.
Batter up.
What a headache. Who's next?
Dewek apa yang 300?
You tampered with this ingenium so that it caused damage to other goods on the freight skiff.
Speak louder. I can't quite hear you.
Ini lagi.
Conclusive evidence? Deny? Here, look carefully. This old piece of junk doesn't even belong to me.
What?
If you don't believe me, just ask the dock workers.
If I may, he's telling the truth. This golden cloud toad does not belong to Mr. Scott.
Then why was the toad here in the first place?
That's your problem, not mine. Now, let me ask you a question. My vase was almost smashed to pieces. What do you say about that? Did I hear that right? After making a big scene like that, don't you owe me an apology?
I guess we do.
Well, are you going to apologize or not?
Sorry, sir.
For this kind of barbarity, a single apology won't ever be enough. Just think of this as a practice round for later.
He fooled us this once, but he won't fool us next time.
Sorry, I should have stepped in.
My mother always told me that as long as I honed my skills, I'd be able to deal with any situation. Seems I've still got honing to do.
Before the payment due date arrives, I'm going to teach you two how to fight. With words.
Follow me. We're going to see the president.
Miss Secretary said that you want to learn how to get the upper hand in an argument. Is that right?
Bener-bener ya, soal karakter gue banyak banget. Kurang lebih 2 bulan. Nah, bisa yuk. Udah tahu yuk.
The president agreed to meet with you all later, but now is not the time. The president is aware of recent events and is willing to pass on some simple negotiation skills to you. Rule 1. Prepare your ace card in advance. Just as Cloud Knights ready their weapons before entering battle, you should have your ace card ready before you walk up to the negotiating table. I will present you with a few items, and you need to examine them carefully.
Dari saya, tapi bukan itu dari saya. Kan ada yang lebih dari bang ada. Aku aja finalnya tuh di Yoki orang kan. Kalau kamu sadar,
Rule
harusnya
2.
aku nggak.
Play your ace card at the right time. These documents can only be truly effective when your opponent reveals a weak spot. How about this? I've prepared a little practice exercise for you. Mr. Afeng, over here, please.
What exactly does the president have up their sleeve?
I don't know anything. I don't have anything to say.
Debat.
My name's Afeng. I was the one who brought out the box containing the golden cloud toad.
I didn't see any boxes. Only the golden cloud toad.
If goods need to be inspected, we remove the packaging ahead of time. You wouldn't want to do all that work yourself, would you?
Di lab itu ada yang digendong, ada yang bantu lawan bos dan yang lain. Nah, waktu itu kan aku lagi nggak sering itu kalau nggak salah tuh.
My name's Afeng. I was the one who brought out the box containing the golden cloud toad. I was told to move something, and I did. I had no knowledge of the presence of an ingenium. This matter has nothing to do with me.
Tapi kan kalau kayak farming lawan bos itu kan kebiasaannya waktu di lab kan. Nah, waktu di lab itu ada yang digendong, ada yang bantu lawan bos dan yang lain. Waktu itu kan lagi nggak sering itu kalau nggak salah tuh.
I'm a dock worker after all. How could I conspire with the IPC?
Does being a dock worker mean that person can't conspire with the IPC?
Iya.
Everyone knows the IPC wants to use the dock debt to discredit the Merchant Guild. The Merchant Guild are the ones who gave me a job, not the IPC. Why would I side with them?
HP-nya tuh langsung dihapus gitu. Lupa nggak sandinya, terus kan nama kita tuh dan ini lupa nggak sandinya, terus kan nama dia di HP itu juga. Yang jadi kan ini diamanin sama gue banget.
I I sense a hole in his logic.
I'm a dock worker after all. How could I conspire with the IPC? My name's Afeng. I was the one who brought out the box containing the golden cloud toad. I was told to move something, and I did. I had no knowledge of the presence of an ingenium. This matter has nothing to do with me.
Take a look at this.
This has nothing to do with the topic at hand. I was told to move something, and I did. I had no knowledge of the presence of an ingenium. This matter has nothing to do with me. I'm a dock worker after all. How could I conspire with the IPC?
Take a look at this.
You receive payments from the IPC, and in exchange, you sabotage the shipping operations at the dock.
Malu gak sih? Kayak dulunya gitu yang datang. Mereka mau lulus, berarti bos-bos buka.
Hi. All right, enough already. The IPC was worried that the lease for the dock would be paid off, so they had me move some things around. Is that so terrible? Is letting the IPC take over management of RM Alley such a bad thing? Besides, what's it to you if I make some extra money?
Mr. Afeng, our goal at the Merchant Guild is to help make Arum Alley a better place for everyone. Why would you work against that?
Keep your heads in the sand if you like, but it's only a matter of time before RM Alley becomes another warehouse for the IPC.
Gimana sih? Yang bagus kan kita bagi-bagi. Apa ya? Ngap, kata penyimpanannya ngap min.
Even if you pay back the debt, where are you gonna get enough money to win the bid for RM Alley?
It seems that the truth has come out. Here is Mr. Afeng's testimony. It may come in useful later.
The payment for the dock is ready now. If you're ready for the next round of negotiations, come and see me at the dock. Right. That guy's gonna be sorry for everything he's done. Time we got a public apology.
tolong dari kemarin HP-nya bang. Cepetan, jangan diisiin lagi katanya.
Kah? Sepertinya sudah jam 1:04. Mata gue bisa gila yang ada. Kalau gue lanjutin. Udah selesai. Makasih banget semuanya. And then next time. Bye and bye. Dah.
I have deep respect for my mother, but she's no longer how I remember her. Well, perhaps I never realized who she truly was.
Okay.
I'm sure Eurilla 6 won't be the only planet to have IPC visitors. But I bet not all of them will have a visitor like Topaz.
Sometimes, I feel like I don't represent myself, that I'm a symbol in human form, and anyone could have been given the title of heir to the Supreme Guardian. I don't know where the feeling comes from, but I hope it doesn't become the truth.
Okay, and then see you next time.
I'd like to walk around a bit more. Don't worry, I won't go far. See you tomorrow.
Gila mataku. Ayo wes.